And we are back. Crowd favorite. It's your boy D Jones. What's going on, Devin? How you doing, brother?
Blessed and highly favored again, man. Glad to be here.
I want to go ahead and tell everybody thank you so much for everybody who tuned in for that first episode, that inaugural, that pilot episode of Crowd Favorite, episode 1, featuring yours truly. We had a great time just being ourselves, talking about sports and everything that has to do with sports. We truly appreciate y'all. We thank y'all so much for supporting us, for sharing it, for liking it, for posting it, for just watching it. You know what I'm saying? We really there's no need for us to do it without y'all. So we thank you so much for I guess taking this journey with us. We thank y'all so much for that, fans.
Yeah, the subscribers has been going crazy, so we really appreciate that. How we got that in one day, the views. Let's just keep it going, keep it rolling. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, coming to you soon. So
for sure.
Yeah, look out for that.
Yeah, stream is definitely coming soon. Catch us on Apple Podcasts app. Catch us on Spotify. Is coming soon for sure. I'll have the first 2 episodes up there for y'all momentarily. Don't worry about it. But yeah, man, crowd favorite. We are here. You know what I'm saying? High energy sports podcast. Good talk. You know what I'm saying? 2 fellas. You know what I'm saying? From around the way, different walks of life. But we here to talk sports and just kind of give you our perspective. You know what I'm saying? Disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? We are opinionated. You know what I'm saying? Always hated, and we not obligated. We just want to give y'all our real, tell you how we feel, and just be real chill about it. You know what I'm saying? So
he wrote that shit down.
Nah, that's off the top of that's off the dome. That's called hating.com. Not to be confused with NFL.com. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, man. So I guess first things first, we'll get into what happened recently. Last week in the playoffs, I'll give a recap. We had talked last episode about what we predicted to happen. I'll give my predictions first because I was wrong on all games except for one. I said that the Jacksonville Jaguars would beat the Chiefs. I actually had lunch on the line, Olive Garden. Didn't get that. Yeah. 1 touchdown short. I said Giants were going to the Super Bowl. Definitely didn't get that. What else I said? I said Cowboys were going to lose, even though that's my team. They lost. What was the other game? I definitely said Bills were going to beat the Bengals, and they lost. They really got whooped the whole game. So
you were 1 for 4.
25%. Failing, you know what I'm saying? Every sense of the word. So
let's talk about myself though.
What'd you say? What you say? What was
I
your
said that the Chiefs was gonna win. That's 1. Okay. I did say the Cowboys was gonna win. I was off. All right. And then I said that the Giants were gonna lose. I was right about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also said that I did say the Bills. So I was 2 for 4. I was 50%, which is better than 25 if you ask me. So yeah.
You said who was gonna win? You said Cowboys going. Who said was going to win? You said Eagles.
I said the Eagles was going to win. I was right.
Okay.
Then I said the Chiefs was going to win. I was right. I said the Cowboys was going to win. I was wrong.
Definitely wrong.
And then I said that.
Why you said that?
Don't do that. And then I said, what was the last game?
Bills and Bengals.
And then
Bills,
I said
Bengals and Bills. Yeah.
I said the Bills was going to win. Hey, shout out to the Bengals. They hungry again. They might can go to the Super Bowl. That is my new Super Bowl prediction. Eagles versus Bengals. You heard it here first.
It's crazy because the Bengals, in order to go to the Super Bowl, they have to do what they did last year: go to Kansas City and beat Kansas City in Kansas City for the second consecutive year in a row.
Evan McPherson was super clutch last year with the 27-24 win. It can happen again.
It can. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, Pat Mahomes to me is the new Tom Brady. Only in this sense, it's hard to, go against him. He is the definition of like, wow. You know what I'm saying? He's a generational talent. We've probably never seen a quarterback like him. He's out there playing in the street with his friends and everybody else is playing football. He's out there just doing behind the back globe, trying to dropping it off, you know what I'm saying, off his knee, blink, you know what I'm saying, touchdown. Like, he's a totally different type of person, man. Like, we've never seen anything like that. Don't know if we ever will again. So just in case you aren't familiar with what we're talking about, and you're watching this on the stream on YouTube, pulling this up on the screen now. You are going to see the bracket, and on that bracket, you're going to see the whole playoff, how it came through. You'll see the 2023 NFL playoffs. So like we said, it's the Bengals versus the Chiefs and the 49ers versus the Eagles. And so, so Devin's prediction is Bengals and Eagles, the two diagonal corner teams. I'm going to go with I'm going to say, let me see. I'm going to go with, I'm actually go with 49ers and Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? The Battle of the Red. I'm going to go with Chiefs and 49ers. And it's crazy because I hate when I'm in a situation where I like players on multiple teams, and I wouldn't mind seeing players on multiple teams win, so I have to find somebody to eliminate this year. And so I wouldn't mind seeing Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow win, but that would mean, you know what I'm saying, I think because the Chiefs already won, I'd rather see one of these other teams get a ring. I would rather see Jalen Hurts or my boy Christian McCaffrey. I love Christian McCaffrey. I've been watching him since high school. I would love to see one of them get a ring. So that's my thoughts.
So I've been seeing a lot of tweets today. It's hilarious. Shout out to my boy JT. What up, champ? He was talking about how he's a little nervous how if the Eagles play Andy Reid, which is the former Eagles coach, that they might lose. So they would rather play the Bengals because that's going to give them that chance to win the Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts. And I kind of agree with him. A lot of Eagles fans, I actually saw that the Chiefs.
The Eagles rather play the Bengals over the Chiefs?
Yes.
Okay.
Andy Reid, one of the best offensive mind coaches ever. Definitely Hall of Famer, first ballot.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, all that high-power offense he got, and his let's not forget his OC, Eric Bieniemy. They definitely went and played Tom Brady and the old guys and lost. So I will say this, right?
Can't win everything.
You can't win everything, but I will say, in my opinion, in the NFL playoffs, defense is what travels best. And so Eagles actually have the second-rated best defense in the NFL, right behind the 49ers, who they played this weekend. I believe they don't. That defense is probably like, shoot, we don't care who we play. We're going to go out here and perform. Like, you saw how they played against the Giants, like 38-7. They acted a fool out there. You know what I'm saying? They was lit. It was crazy. So I think the defense is probably like, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't going to lie. Again, playing Mahomes, good luck. It's going to be tough. Tomatoes for sure. That tight end is unstoppable. Triple team, he catching the ball. Just throw it. You know what I'm saying? He catching it. 87 going to get the ball. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Notice that every tight end that wears 87 is a beast. Gronk, 87 beast. Beast. Travis Kelce, beast again. I mean.
That's just two people.
Yeah, but I mean, who else is wearing 87? I'll wait. Yes, sir. All you need is two. All you need is two. Two of us. Great show. You feel the vibes. So, yeah, again, my prediction, I'm going with the red. 49ers, Chiefs. Devin's going with Bengals and Eagles. All right. Is Eagles your second team? So after Falcons is them.
Yeah, when the Falcons disappoint me, I like watching the Eagles. That's just what it is.
When the Cowboys disappoint me, I actually like watching the Vikings, but they lost already before the Cowboys did. So I don't really have a turtle in the race, or what is it? Whatever they say. What's the phrase? I don't have a something in the race. Maybe it's a turtle, or I don't have a bunny. Whatever it says, I don't have something in the race. Somebody will tell us in the comments.
I'm trying to let you figure this shit out.
Yeah, somebody will tell us I don't have a hand in the race, or whatever it says, that phrase. I don't have a whatever in the race.
Take your time.
But if I'm picking a team to go for right now and root for, it's hard, man. I wouldn't mind seeing Jalen Hurts after all he's battled through adversity win. But I love Christian McCaffrey, man. Like that's my guy. Ever since I saw him in high school, here in San Antonio at the Army All-American Bowl, I've been following him. Like that's my guy. So yeah, Christian McCaffrey's a beast. Stop hating on him. But yeah, man. So you know what I'm saying. Moving forward, anything you want to say about the NFL playoffs before we move forward?
No, I think it's gonna be some exciting matchups this weekend.
Both games are Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, NFC first and then NFC last.
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope. Let me see actually the times for everybody who's not familiar. The times for the game. This is Central Time. But coming up here in conference championships, you have Sunday at 2:00 Central Time, Eagles and 49ers in Philly. At 5:30 p.m., you have the Bengals and the Chiefs in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm sorry, Kansas City, Missouri. I'm sure if I say St. Louis. Kansas City, Missouri. Think about the Rams. But anyway, Kansas City, Missouri at 5:30 p.m. on Sunday. But yeah, man, with that being said, some other things that comes to mind when it comes to NFL. I want to dive into some things that happened. If you are not familiar with Stefon Diggs is a player who plays for the Buffalo Bills. He's actually the number one threat receiver-wise on that team. Probably their second best offensive weapon, you would agree?
Who's the first?
Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Stefon Diggs, if you're looking right here on the video, you're going to see him. He actually had a little rant where he went to the sideline after it was either a turnover or just a punt. And he kind of had a little, verbal altercation or verbal dialogue that was a little intense with his quarterback. He's like, man, give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? And they always say quarterbacks or receivers are divas. You're a former receiver yourself. How you feel about that, Devin?
Yeah, I feel like every receiver wants the ball. They want their shine, especially when it's time to win. They want to rely on them. I mean, can't fault him for that.
Yeah. They said that after the game, he actually got frustrated, left the locker room before the coaches even came in there, and one of his teammates had to go get him and bring him back in there. And he left again. Yeah, Duke Johnson, Miami, and he left again. Do you think that's bad behavior? Do you think that's childish? Do you think that's something he shouldn't have done? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. The way I think about it is you never know how someone will respond until they face adversity, till they face a loss. Sometimes when people are winning, you see them at their best, but who they truly are, when stuff like this happen. Like they've been best friends this entire season, last season, right? But the moment you lose something special like this, now you frustrated. Now your true colors. I don't think he should have tweeted. I don't think he should have
tweeted something.
Oh yeah, he tweeted.
What did he say?
Let me look it up real quick.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know he tweeted. But why are you looking at it? I do want to point something out. Two things I want to point out real fast while you're looking it up, Devin. One is, man, I like your fly today, brother. Not saying you wouldn't fly last time. I want to say that.
I'm dead.
Not to be misconstrued. I think I like your fly, brother. I like the, you know what I'm saying? I like the black on black and you being black. You know what I'm saying? I like the black shirt with the nice that jacket. That style of jacket, that bubble jacket is really dope. The gold chain hanging down. You got your cross in there showing your faith. You know what I'm saying? That's really dope.
Jesus with me.
I'm saying got to keep the Jesus with you for sure. I like that. Also wanted to point out your drink here. Body armor Carlos, Blackout Berry. You actually put me on these because I always seen these in the store. Never drank them. What's the flavor you told me about? That was the best one. Was this the one?
No, Goldberry. This is my second favorite. Blackout Berry is my second favorite, but the best one is the Goldberry.
The gold bottle, right?
Gold bottle.
Yeah, I remember you put me that Goldberry.
Keep me official like a referee whistle. You dig what I'm saying?
I feel that. I see y'all here, brother. I see y'all here doing your thing.
But yeah.
Chance for that too. I think that's kind of like the one you get the gold one you gave me was kind of like a fruit punch flavors type of thing, or it was,
it's honey golden berry or something. Like
okay, pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Did you find that tweet?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Stephon Diggs, you know what I'm saying? Stephon Diggs, you know what I'm saying?
He said,
go ahead.
I got it. He said, "Want me to be okay with losing? Nah. Want me to be okay with our level of play when it's not up to our standard? Nah. It's easy to criticize my reaction more than the result." So he's saying, hey, the result from my view of it, he's saying, hey, the result is we lost. So y'all just hearing me rant because I lost, but it's bigger than that.
Right.
Now only he can answer what that is, you know.
Right.
From the looks of it, it looked like he's just frustrated he wasn't getting the ball. Clearly we see the picture on the screen where he's having his hands up like, damn, like Josh Allen, what the hell? And yeah, I don't know.
I mean, my response to that is I've always said this too, like two things. One, I think it's very unfortunate and it sucks when, and it happens, when a player is passionate about his craft, which everybody should be that passionate, by the way, in my opinion. But when you just lose in a chance to, in a very good chance to go win a Super Bowl, this team has dealt with a lot of emotions in the past month. A player of their, on their team was literally dead on the field. Had to revive him once on the field and then again at the hospital. Dealing with that emotional roller coaster, dealing with all the things surrounding that. And then also just you just lost. Sometimes when they put a microphone in front of a player right when they lose, it's a bad situation. It's a bad idea because you never know what they're going to say. But I also, on the other side, feel like every professional athlete or every person in entertainment, period, even when we get big, you got to have a team of people strong around you to
when
keep
we
you,
get big, because we are going to be big.
Right. When we get big, you gotta have a team of people around you to kind of be like your quote unquote no man, like to tell you, hey, put the phone down, stop tweeting. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need to tweet all of your thoughts. I go back to Skip Bayless, right when Damar Hamlin got hurt on that field, and again he was essentially dead on that field for 9 minutes. Skip Bayless tweeted like, "This game has to be played. The significance and the what's at stake. This game needs to be played." That's a thought that a lot of people thought, but it should never have been tweeted. Like you say that at the home with your boys, you don't tweet that because now they have a reason to criticize you, ridicule you, try to bring you down when you were just trying to say something that everybody else was thinking. But you don't have to tweet all of your thoughts. So in that situation, if I'm Stephon Diggs, I just stay off Twitter, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do all that. Everybody knows you're upset because you lost. Everybody knows that you're passionate about the way you play. You show that year after year. You're an all-pro receiver, one of the best in the game. You don't have to tweet.
Top 3.
Yeah, you don't have to tweet these things on social media, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I don't know. I'm just not the social media guy. Feel like you just keep your emotions, to yourself. Share those with the people that's near and dear to you. But Twitter is not near and dear to you. Twitter is gonna switch up and make it look as if you're trying to go one way with your comments. When you meant it a different way. Right. That's why it's best to just keep it to yourself. Yeah, like I said, it's just weird. A lot of people, when they lose, they get more so you start seeing their emotions more than you saw when you win. But it's like that's who you really are. When you're mad and you're losing, you can't win them all. I know it's probably frustrating. I remember we talked about it earlier today and last week about how the Bills possibly cursed. I don't know.
Yeah,
it ain't won one yet. So I mean. So maybe he's been frustrated. You know, it's that famous picture of Stephon where when they lost to the Chiefs and he just standing there watching, it's like, okay, he gonna be back. Yeah, he has been back. And he lost again. Then he came back one more time. He lost again. Maybe he like, damn, like I didn't come here to lose. Even Von Miller said, he tweeted, "Oh, the Bills still have an open window." I still believe that. I still believe their window is open. I think, you know, you can see a slight decrease with the offensive coordinator since, you know, Daboll is doing his thing with the Giants. Even though they got their ass whooped with the Eagles.
For sure, that's real.
But you know, you saw a better Josh Allen last year than you saw this year, and maybe if they can address that situation, then it'd be good. Maybe help Stephon get another offensive weapon so you could take off that double. You know, Gabriel Davis, we thought that Gabriel Davis was going to do that. He showed some spark, but it didn't finish that way, in my opinion. I think maybe in the draft, don't be surprised if they may, you know, slide and get a receiver. You just never know because they have a great team, so they really just adding. They adding certain pieces. You know,
I think I personally think Gabe Davis is a good you know, second fiddle to Stephon Diggs. I think where they mess up is, again, I spoke with this guy twice already in the show. They had a chance to trade and get Christian McCaffrey.
That's true.
They need in my opinion, a true run game or a better option than Devin Singletary in that backfield. Somebody who can be more consistent. I think the offense needs to be more balanced. In my opinion, whenever we've been talking about this a lot the past week, whenever you have a quarterback who runs more than a running back, that to me is a recipe for disaster. What is the point of having a running back there if your quarterback is going to get more rushing yards than him? Same thing with Chicago. Yes, Justin Fields is young, them young bones, them young tendons. He's 22 years old, 23 years old, but he should never have more rushing yards than a running back. We got to get a running back there to help him balance that out. You know what I'm saying? We got to have that. Like, it's cool to have a balanced attack. Now you don't know where it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? That's going to hurt. And then Josh Allen, he's not the type of quarterback to slide. One hit, he's going to be out for the season. You know what I'm saying? Torn ACL, and now what you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Now Diggs really going to be mad. You know what I'm saying? This is why I also said, too, don't be surprised now soon where he's like, man, look, I'm at a point now where I've been playing, 8 years now, whatever it's been. Like, he going to start saying, you know what, like, I ain't going to have this ability forever. I'm not going to always be a number one threat. I need to win now, trade me. You know what I'm saying? This is what's happened. Look at DeAndre Hopkins. Asked for a trade. You know what I'm saying? Like,
might fall with the Giants.
Look at last season. Look at Devontae Adams. Asked for a trade. Like, players ain't ashamed now to say, trade me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they cool. We can still be cool, follow each other, go hang out with the kids who play dates, but I'm gonna get to win.
Well, not trying to cut you off, but with the Devontae Adams situation, like, I feel like that was solely based off like contract purposes. It wasn't that he didn't want to be with Aaron Rodgers. He was making money. He was getting to the bag with Aaron Rodgers. It was just about, hey, like, you can't pay me what I'm worth, and I can't sit here if you're gonna give him all the money and you ain't breaking me off. No,
that's true.
That's what that was.
That's a good point. Good point.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like the Diggs situation or DeAndre Hopkins situation, they just need the ball. You know, with Diggs, I can't see him leaving. It's a great team. Don't leave something that's good, because it would suck if he leave, they replace him, and they go to the Super Bowl and win. Or,
because I ain't gonna lie, when I seen Diggs get traded from Minnesota, I said, what are y'all doing? But then they drafted this guy, number 18, from LSU named Justin Jefferson. Wow. They haven't missed a beat. I mean, wow. So, you never know. I mean, I do agree with that. My last point I'll say about Buffalo, I understand football is, there's a such thing, there's a two words people say, this is football weather. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Everybody says football weather.
Build a dome.
Listen, man, y'all play in Buffalo, New York. That's upstate New York. That's high up there in the country. Weather is not in your favor in this part of the year.
Nope.
You gotta figure out. You know what I'm saying?
Snowing.
Like snowing. Like there was one time, if you notice, I pay a lot of attention. Before halftime, Diggs was wearing certain things. He went in there in that halftime room and put this blue thing around his neck to be more warm. Like, you can't. Yes, it's an all-weather sport. Yes, it's Bills Mafia, throw the snow, yada yada yada. Like, if they would have won the game, we probably would be mentioning this. But like, home field advantage should be home field advantage where you're just enjoying your fans screaming. Like, think about Tennessee. They just built a dome. Think about Chicago Bears. They just built a dome.
$2.2 billion.
And Chicago is one of them, like, what's that thing? Soldier Field is one of them iconic football fields in the NFL. They just built a dome. And not for nothing else, you're going to get your money back because as soon as you build a dome, now they're coming at you saying, hey, you want to host a Super Bowl? Bid for it.
Yep.
You only have the opportunity to host a Super Bowl when you have a dome.
Or you're in Florida.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. I mean, period. Or California. Like, If you ain't winning them places, you need to have a dome. Cowboys, dome. You know what I'm saying? Vikings had an outdoor stadium. Their practice facility caved in from the weather. They had the second worst winters in the country, by the way, Minnesota. They built them what? A dome. Atlanta Falcons built them a bigger dome. Like, you got to have a dome. And when you build that dome, I promise you within the next 2 years, you're going to have a Super Bowl. The University of Phoenix Stadium in Arizona, 2 years later, they had a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, SoFi Stadium last year, Super Bowl. This year, where the Raiders just built theirs, Super Bowl. Like, you got to have a dome. You got to have a dome.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thoughts.
Yep.
That was Stephon Diggs. Also, we wanted to talk about who else we want to talk about? You know what I'm saying? We want to get into Dak and McCarthy.
Oh yeah, you gotta play that.
Yeah. Let me play this little reel right quick. You know what I'm saying? Show you know what I'm saying? Show my guy here, LaShawn McCoy. If you haven't heard about LaShawn McCoy, he is a former NFL player, running back. I think he should be a Hall of Famer. He's the leading rusher of all time for the Philadelphia Eagles. After he left the Eagles, he went to the Buffalo Bills, the team we just talked about, and then he ended his career. Or he went to the Chiefs. Actually won a ring with the Chiefs, and then he ended his career with the Buccaneers. Did he win with the Buccaneers too?
Mm-hmm.
So he has 2 rings.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, 2 rings. So yeah, I mean he's a great running back. But he had a sound bite that he said. This is actually a while ago when he said this too. If I could find it here, but I'm gonna go ahead and play you what he said about my guy. Well, I'm gonna say my guy, but what he said about Dak Prescott. This is what he said.
That is your guy, bro.
No, it's not.
Cap.
No, it's not.
All right.
This is what he said.
Whatever.
This is what he said about Dak Prescott.
Dak is ass, right? Can I say on TV? Because he is ass. You can say whatever you want on TV.
Ass.
Dak is ass, right? Can I say on TV? Because he is ass. You can say whatever you want on TV. Okay.
Ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said about Dak. He said Dak Prescott is ass a 9. You know what I'm saying? 10, 11, and 12. So I'm gonna get my bag real fast about Daiquiri.
Take your time. It's your team.
And then I'll let you go ahead and do your thing, man. So you know, let me see. So I'm a Cowboy fanatic. No secret about it.
Are you?
I am.
You're not a delusional one though.
No, I'm not a delusional fan. I'm a realist. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say this. I personally thought in the first round when I've been saying this during the season. I was telling Devin. I said we need to win games and hope the Eagles lose games, which was what was happening until we messed up and had that debacle against the Commanders. But I said we need to keep winning, and if they keep losing, we'll switch. We'll get the number 1 seed. We'll have a bye week. We would have played the Giants. We might still be in the playoffs. Instead, we end up getting Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Well, I personally said, hey, you do not want to see Tom Brady. Thomas DeAndre Brady is his real name, by the way. Not really, just gave that name. But anyway, I didn't want to see Tom Brady in the playoffs. I thought we were going to lose that game against the Buccaneers. We won. Dak played incredible. Dak, his name is Rain Dakota Prescott. First of all, when you name your son Rain, he's already destined to be in trouble. Rain Dakota Prescott, he played great against the Buccaneers. No turnovers. He threw I think he had 4 touchdowns total, 3 passing and 1 running. He played outstanding. No picks, nothing. No fumbles, nothing. Well, I said the Buccaneers limped into the playoffs. They had a horrible record. They were horrible all season. They played 1 good game against the Panthers, who was another horrible team at the end of the season, got into the playoffs in that horrible division this year. That really wasn't a real test of what Dak Prescott is.
Ass.
As you heard LaShawn, ass. Capital ASS, right? So then I said, all right, cool. Here's a real test. The number 1 defense in the whole NFL, 32 teams, the number 1 defense is the San Francisco 49ers. Let's see what he does. Will the real Dakota Prescott please stand up? Well, he sat down. He threw 2 picks, almost threw another one in the final drive of the game, which really would have made the score even worse than it was. He played horrible. And then like he should have, at the end of the game, he said, this is on me. That's unacceptable. Fine, I get it. Dak Prescott plays the most scrutinized and probably the most important position of all professional sports. Do you agree? Mm-hmm. I think the quarterback is the most important position of all positions in all professional sports. He played horrible. Here's my thing, though. I'm going to just say this. I'm going to let Devin have it. Cowboys. Dak Prescott has never had a bad team since he's been in the league. The team they built around Tony Romo before he broke his collarbone for the 4th time was an amazing team. 5 Hall of Fame players on that offensive line. 5. You know what I'm saying? Definitely 4. The other one should be there as well. But I'm going to say 5 Hall of Famers on that offensive line. He had a good running back. He had a great number 1 receiver who's a Hall of Fame. Should be in the Hall of Fame too. Des Bryant. He had all these things around him. Weapons galore. Great Hall of Fame tight end Jason Witten. He had all these things around him. He's never had a bad team. His rookie year, he went 13-3. Never had a bad team. Can't get the job done. First, we blamed on the coach. Then it was the OC. Now he's had great weapons around him. They keep giving him weapons. Who gets CeeDee Lamb falls on our lap? They draft CeeDee Lamb. We didn't even need CeeDee Lamb. Great weapons, can't get it done. In my opinion, Cowboy fans, we got to get rid of Dak. It sounds like I'm hating, but we got to trade him. I would trade him, period. Devin?
Well, I don't think we should trade him quite yet. He got one more year before that, that extended year or whatever, and then they can just,
release him,
kick
whatever.
rocks. Yeah, I think Ezekiel Elliott needs to get his ass
Oh,
going.
that should be a fact. In fact, I think I thought his nameplate was gone
No,
already.
he said he wanted to. He'll take a pay cut.
You want to be a lifer? I ain't taking no pay cut, first of all. When I sign the dotted line, I need mine. That's a line. When I sign the dotted line, I need mine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think they should get rid of Zeke first. Sign Tony Pollard to that. Put him on the franchise tag. Keep him because he's valid for sure. I think you should give Dak one more year. Okay, like what I'm saying, financially, get rid of Michael Gallup, bro. Like Michael
They
Gallup,
just signed him though.
Huh?
They just signed him to a big deal. They only have to. They can only trade him.
Exactly. Get rid of him. Treat him like how the Eagles treated Jalen Reagor. They saw it firsthand. And what do you do with the Vikings? Oh, we just need you to keep dropping those punts that you're doing right now with Minnesota.
I feel like you're not getting a chance though either.
How many chances do you need?
Well, how many times did Minnesota put him on the field as a receiver?
Why?
Now, listen. First of all,
King body catcher.
I guarantee you. So watch this though. Watch this. Most receivers in the league is body catchers, by the way. But anyway, if you gonna keep it a buck, I would say this. Think about what's that boy's name who went to the Chiefs? Tony. What's the first name? Kadarius Tony. He was with the Giants. They weren't using him. Well, he been acting a fool over here in Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? All he needs is a chance. Same thing with who else? Who else been getting? Oh, look at Buffalo. Buffalo tried to be slick. They cut Hodgins. I'm saying the receiver on the Giants. They cut him. Tried to be slick and say, ain't nobody gonna pick him up. We'll bring him back to the practice squad. Sign him for a cheap contract. Well, the Giants said, nah, we're gonna get him. Scoop him up. Baskin Robbins. Double scoop. Right? They scooped him up. He was their leading receiver for the rest of the year.
Well, who was his OC last year?
Brian Dabble.
That's why.
Good point. Go! That's my new sound. When he said something crazy, Falcons fan, go. There you go. Anyway.
Black ass.
Go ahead.
You funny.
Nah, man. I would get rid of Dak, bro. I
just feel like, man, let's give it one more shot. I mean, hell, we've been waiting 30 years for y'all to get back to the ship. I mean,
at least we got chips.
Huh?
At least we got chips.
At least, but if y'all can keep reigning over that shit from 30 years ago,
well, we didn't lose a 21-point lead.
Come on, man. You was like 5.
Fourth quarter.
I wasn't even born.
I'm like 8-9. But I would say this.
Oh.
Or actually, I was about 7 because I'm 37. 30 years ago, yeah, you're right. I would say this too, though. We didn't have a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter, or 24 point. What was it? 21, 20? You know better than I do. What was it?
Fuck you.
What was it though?
Sorry, I don't know.
You a math teacher? No, it's cool. Definitely.
Yeah.
Your show, cuz was it 21 or 24?
I'm not answering that.
Okay, it was one of them.
You can look it up. I'm tired of. I've been arguing with people for
fourth quarter
for the past 5 years.
3 or 4 possession lead.
It was 28-3.
Wow, that's 25 points.
28-3 at halftime, bro. I was
4
screaming.
possession.
I called my
4
uncle when Robert Alford got that pick 6, and it was in Houston. I should have been there, but I'm glad I wasn't there because I'd have been hurt. But yeah, I threw a whole party for myself that day. Robert Alford, you know what I'm saying? I wish we would have had him still because he was valid. Him and Desmond Trufant. That was our best.
Trufant was a beast.
That was our best, cornerback duo in Atlanta. And we're gonna also kind of like briefly talk about that before the end of the show, but like about cornerbacks and stuff. But yeah, talking about Robert Alford when he got that pick 6, I thought it was over 28-3, and then something in me was like, it's Tom Brady. Never bet against the GOAT. I'm not really a fan of Tom Brady, but he is the greatest quarterback of all time, and I can stand on that and say that's the reason we lost. I'll read on.
What I say, Tom Brady in the playoffs is a different monster.
Different monster.
But damn, 4 scores though. I mean, you got to get 4 possessions and stop 4 possessions to win the game.
Final score for anybody that don't feel like Googling it was 31-28.
You know they made a movie about this game.
Yeah, I know. I ain't watching that shit.
Woo!
I ain't watching that.
That's crazy. Man. Listen, I would get rid of Dak. Period. Point blank. He got to go. Kick rocks until your feet bleed. Who else we want to talk about? We talked about the Final Four in the playoffs. We talked about LaShawn McCoy, what he said. You want to jump into the 2 guys in Oakland?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Let's
cool.
talk about him.
So we want to jump into this, and this is kind of like recent news. It's kind of like late breaking right before we came in here and started doing this show. If you're unfamiliar with the team in Oakland, or I'm sorry, Las Vegas. I keep saying Oakland, Las Vegas. The Raiders. They wear black and silver, as you're about to see on the screen. Darren Waller, their tight end, and Hunter Renfrow, their number 2 receiver. Apparently they're taking calls for offers on both of them. They're willing to trade both of them. Would you do that?
I'll get rid of Darren Waller first. That's just me personally. Because he's injury prone.
He's number 83 on the screen for y'all. But go ahead.
Yeah, and then Hunter Renfrow, I'll keep him. Why not keep him? Just give him a better quarterback. I mean, Derek Carr was getting it done, but it just didn't pan out for him. I was reading on that Derek Carr situation. They said McDaniels was yelling at him or whatever, and kind of like humiliated him.
Right,
yeah, belittling him in front of all the players or whatever. So that was kind of like a deal breaker for him. But with Hunter Renfrow, I would keep him. Hard working, and I feel like you got Devontae Adams. I think that would be a cool little duo still. But just with the Waller situation, I feel like he doesn't have much in the tank, and I feel like it's better to get him off now, trade him now before no one's not going to value him as a top 5 tight end like he is. But just the injuries is slowing him down, and I don't really think he got that much left in the tank. So.
Well, I'm gonna take a stance, kind of what you said about Dak Prescott. I'm gonna say this, man. To me, tight end is one of the nowadays in the football. It's a passing game. When the Buccaneers played the Cowboys, like I mentioned a minute ago, Tom Brady stepped back to throw the ball over 60 times that game. 60 times he threw the ball, he stepped back to throw the ball. It's a passing league. You got to have as many weapons as possible. If you just have 2 good receivers and you don't have a formidable tight end, sometimes you're in trouble. And I think that you can see that throughout the playoffs. Like look at the teams that are left. All 4 teams have a dependable tight end. And so I think when you have a top 5 talent at the position of tight end, you got to try it. So I would take your Dak approach. I would give Darren Waller 1 more year. I'd bring him in the office as a GM and say, look, man, my boy Stephen A. Smith said it best. The best ability is availability. You haven't been available like we need you. We're gonna give you 1 more chance. Is that fair? We ain't gonna trade you. We want you to stay here in the black and silver. I need you to try to lose some weight, take some vitamins, melatonin, whatever you need to do. We need you to stay healthy. And so I would do my best to try to keep him healthy. See if he stay healthy 1 more year. Make it a prove it type of mindset. Like prove to us that you belong here. And we need to keep you. Go out and pull up, do your thing, become an All-Pro again. Hunter Renfrow, this ain't even worth talking about. He gonna stay. He gotta stay. He's a number 2, a great formidable number 2. You get the right quarterback in there, he gonna be a monster. You get an Aaron Rodgers in there or a Tom Brady in there, it's a wrap. He's gonna be a household name. He's a great number 2, a great compliment to Devontae Adams.
If Tom Brady go to the Raiders, oh my, I don't think it's gonna do anything. You thought I was gonna go somewhere. I don't think that shit is not gonna pan out. I really feel like
who could go there that you think would be good? Like besides a rookie, is there any quarterback carousel in this? Daniel Jones, Lamar Jackson's name out there being floated around. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, not Dak Prescott, like not Derek Carr. Just anybody. You think anybody out there is a good formidable name to put back there?
Me personally, just seeing like how many teams really need a quarterback. No, I just think like just seeing how many teams need like an actual quarterback. I think they need a fresh start. I don't think they need a rookie. You want to give Devontae the money that he deserves, right? You don't want another rookie to interfere with his money or anybody else like Chandler Jones. You need to keep those type of pieces in order to compete in the AFC West. So
knowing that in the NFC, the Packers have said they want to trade. They basically said today they want to trade Aaron Rodgers. They're looking to explore trade options.
Okay, yeah,
but they refuse to send him in the NFC. So as an AFC team as the Raiders, you don't think that having Aaron Rodgers takes you to a whole other level?
I feel like he wants to be in that warm areas closer to Cali,
right,
which he went to Cal. So I think he's mentioned that before. Excuse me, he mentioned that before. While he's been in Green Bay, that he would go there. That would be probably the only person I would say, reunite him with Devontae Adams. They finna do numbers. Getting someone as shifty and with fast twitch muscles like Hunter Renfrow, numbers. So I feel like that would be a good scenario. But I think they should start fresh. Keep that cap space low. Go get one of the top quarterbacks. You have the 7th pick in the draft. You got at least 4 quarterbacks that can probably go in the top 10 based off the pro day. For sure, we got 2 pro-ready quarterbacks right now. That's C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. Now, the Raiders they may have a chance if they jump to number 1. They can negotiate with Chicago, but why lose so much when you got the 7th pick? You know what I'm saying?
If they get Bryce Young, it's going to be saran wrap.
Because the way the ball can roll is like, hey, someone like I think the Colts probably have the best chance at pick 4. It's probably more negotiable to talk to the Bears to get the number 1 pick as a Colts team than the Raiders team because that's 3 picks behind. 4 picks, you can still go get Jalen Carter or Will Anderson, possibly. But in those first 4 picks, there might be 2 quarterbacks gone. Bryce Young, we already know. If we see any trade, and that's anybody that's learning drafts and want to see drafts, if you see a trade at pick 1, just know that Bryce Young is coming off the board.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here first. If you watching that live and you see dun-dun-dun-dun, it is Bryce Young.
Unless it's a team that don't need a quarterback.
What would you trade for it? Why would you trade?
Because let's say that at the number 3 pick, let's just say that
Arizona would trade.
Like, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, let me say, who else is who Falcons? They don't necessarily need a quarterback.
I'd be pissed as hell if we trade.
They don't necessarily need a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They just drafted one last year. So let's say they're gonna give Desmond Ridder a year, show what he can do, right? And they and they go to the first pick. That just means they want Will Anderson or Jalen Carter to get that pass rush going.
That's kind of like far fetched because I would rather trade. I would rather trade at the 3rd or 4th pick because Atlanta, if y'all don't know, Atlanta has pick 8.
Mm-hmm.
I would trade when I see like the 3rd or 4th pick coming up. I wouldn't trade for those first 2 because you're gonna sell a lot. You're gonna give out a lot just for that first pick. I'm not doing that for no pass rusher. Now we need one, right? But I'm not doing that for no pass rusher. You do that type of deal for quarterbacks and receivers because we did it for Julio back in 2011. I was shocked when we jumped to pick 6. I was like, oh my God.
Now, I thought about this right now. If you're Houston Texans, let's say you're the Houston Texans GM, y'all need a lot, right?
Yeah.
If Dallas calls
don't say
you,
y'all because I have nothing to do.
I'm saying this scenario, you're the GM.
Yeah.
Let's just say Dallas calls you, Jerry Jones. Hey, this is Jerry Jones. Hey, Jerry, yeah, over here in Dallas. Jerry, Jerry, you almost beat us. Anyway, he says to you, hey, listen, man, what if we give y'all Dak, the number 26 overall pick, and a future first-round pick, and a third-round pick, and we give you, let's just say, for crying out, let's give you our backup tight end.
We need next year's picks too.
That's fine. We'll give you next year's pick too. And he stands for that number 2 overall pick, so the Cowboys can draft Bryce Young. If you're the Texans, do you take that trade? The reason why I ask you because I always say this. I don't like Dak, but a lot of people in the league love Dak. If you have a chance to get a bona fide veteran quarterback who's only 29, by the way, and you know what he can do, rather than trying to put all your fortitude on a rookie to not know what he's going to be, don't you take that chance with that veteran?
Well, it's a hypothetical question.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if that was to ever happen and the Cowboys jumped to 2, first and foremost, the Cowboy fan base would be terrible, annoying. They would be thinking they're going to the Super Bowl next year.
Everybody think that.
Right.
You've been
anyway,
there too.
No, I don't. But anyway, if that was to happen, I would say... If that was to happen, I would say it wouldn't be a bad trade only because the Texans have the 12th pick. So they'll still have those 2 picks, and you can still get what you want with Dak Prescott now in Houston if that was to happen. You'll still have the 12th pick. Go grab another wideout. You know what I'm saying?
You get 2 wideouts now.
You get 2 wideouts because guess what? Brandon Cooks don't want to be there.
You
don't. So I can see him leaving for sure. Be on the lookout for Brandon Cooks to be out of Houston. Just Houston has a lot of they have a lot of work to do in that franchise. Whether it's the people, clearly it's the people.
Jerry, that's a good trade right now. Just think about that. With that offense over there in Dallas, all those weapons, Bryce Young can get it done. I want to say this too.
Oh, before you cut you, don't forget my thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jerry Jones is a loyal guy. Like he ain't finna get rid of Dak. That's why it's a crazy.
Des Bryant got cut early.
How many years he stayed?
He got cut way early though. Like Des Bryant should have still been playing, truth be told, in the league.
He did catch that pass against the Packers.
It was a catch for sure. I would say this too. Most players who play quarterback position, let me rephrase that. Let me start over. There's only been 2 quarterbacks that I've seen in the past 10 years who played at schools where typically quarterbacks at those schools are not successful in the league that I believe in. The first one is Pat Mahomes from Texas Tech. Texas Tech has always had quarterbacks who gave you a lot of passing yards. What's his name who just got fired from the Arizona Cardinals? Cliff Kingsbury was a prolific quarterback at Texas Tech himself. Had all these records that were broke later on by Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is a different type of quarterback from Texas Tech. They never had one like him. Killing in the league. Alabama has never had a Bryce Young.
Ever.
He's
they
going
thought
to
Mac
kill.
Jones was, but yeah.
I think Mac Jones can still be good. I think he can still be good. He has no weapons. He throwing the ball to me and you and two of our students. Real talk. They're not giving him no kind of help.
Parker, average.
He was horrible in Miami. He on his second string and his second run not doing
He
nothing.
was consistent in Miami. He wasn't horrible. He was just consistent to where he wasn't terrible to lose his job, but he wasn't great to earn the number one spot. He was always wide receiver number 2.
Jacoby Myers, I think he's good. He needs help.
Man, I would like to see Jordan Addison fall, pick 14. I know you.
Jordan, I like you a lot, but I can't root for you over there, brother. I can't root for you over there wearing them colors. I'm just telling you right now. I like you a lot. I think you're great. I think you're the number one receiver on the board. I cannot root for you if you wear New England jersey.
It's patriotic, bro.
I don't care. I ain't patriotic. I ain't in the military. But I think Bryson gonna be a monster. CJ Stroud, I think he'll be good too. I think he's gonna struggle a little bit. Yeah, this is my thoughts on that. And what else we want to talk about? Let me see. That we did talk about Aaron. I think Aaron going to Vegas would be an amazing thing. Let's get into your boy because this is a possibility we've been talking about right here.
I can talk about
Here
this
for
days.
Here we go with this shit.
You see it on the screen.
Here we go with this
you
shit.
see it.
Here we go with this
Rise
shit.
up, Atlanta Falcons. We can get.
That's y'all slogan, Rise Up?
Yeah, rise up.
Can you explain to us what it means? Because y'all fly, y'all the birds. Can you explain?
Rise up, overcome all obstacles.
Oh, y'all don't do that then. That's a lie. Y'all getting false advertisement. You said y'all overcome all obstacles? 20 to 3. Go ahead. You had the floor. Go ahead. Talk about your team.
All right, yeah. Anyway, Lamar Jackson, a lot of experts have been saying that the possible destination that he may get traded to is Atlanta from Baltimore, even though that he's in the process of helping Harbaugh find an offensive coordinator, doesn't mean that his spot is guaranteed to stay in Baltimore. Here's why. They offered him a contract of $133 million guaranteed, and he denied that. He's trying to set the market. Now, we can afford that. Thank God we can say that now. We took 2 years of a cap hit with Matt Ryan, Deion Jones, Julio Jones, right? Thank God we signed Grady Jarrett still. He should be an all-time Falcon. He should never leave anywhere else, so we need to be able to maintain him. All right? But with Lamar Jackson, like, it's about the pro-style offense, you know what I'm saying, that we have. I feel like you allow him to get in that type of situation, he'll be able to work on his passing. His accuracy is not the best, but his accuracy won't be that bad when you have people like Kyle Pitts and Drake London with their catching radius. I think that'll be something that can benefit Lamar Jackson, and he can still run. I'm a huge fan of Tyler Algier from BYU. We drafted him last year in the 5th round, and he rushed for over 1,000 yards and didn't even start this year. We got Cordell Patterson. He's a Hall of Famer too, by the way. Cordell Patterson, he's getting a little older. He's knocking on 32. What? If he isn't 32 already.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Hate the button. Can you just explain that real fast?
He's not first ballot, but he's a Hall of Famer.
8th ballot?
Kick return.
Oh, okay, cool. Well,
yeah.
If Devin Hester ain't in there.
This year, I expect Devin Hester to get the Hall of Fame this year. And he's going to start setting the tone for kick returners.
So Dante Hall going to get called next year?
Hell no.
You wild. Go ahead and continue. Crazy.
Do you not know that Cordell Patterson is tied with the most kick returns ever?
Yep.
9.
But who's a better kick return overall, Dante Hall or Cordell?
Dante Hall or Cordell? Cordell.
Okay.
Dante Hall.
Is this a rise up thing?
Nah, Dante Hall, human joystick.
Okay.
Yeah, went to A&M. Like he
Cordell's just stiff. He's just fast and tall. Josh Cribbs too.
Hey, Josh Cribbs could be a Hall of Famer one day.
On Madden. Anyway, go ahead and continue. Go ahead and continue. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
But Lamar Jackson for sure. I'm about 40% thinking it's possible. 60% says no, only because I feel like if you are the Baltimore Ravens, you are stupid if you allow him to leave. Your offense is solely based around Lamar Jackson. You just didn't have the coordinator to help him execute. Like you said a valid point. If your running back is not getting as many yards as your quarterback, then your quarterback it creates injuries. You know, like he's running a lot. He's running for his life. With Tyler Algier, you can lighten that load. With Cordell Patterson, you can lighten that load. I would love to see Lamar Jackson in because law of attraction. he goes to Atlanta and they know we got that bread, we have the second most cap space right now, right behind Chicago. Chicago is leading with cap space, so they can afford a lot of people. A lot of positions can be filled financially, and Atlanta has two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that being said, if Atlanta can afford them, why not get them? And more people will want to come, and that can help us become a playoff caliber team again.
So I'm gonna say this, man. This is my honest opinion.
And who knows? What if we won a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson?
We can pass. I'll tell you this. We talked to Tuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tuck. Talked to Tuck the other day. We had this big old debate, me and him back and forth in the chat. And I've always said this. I'm an athlete, so I definitely relate to the athletic quarterbacks, the one who can run around and create plays. I love that. But if I'm a GM, I want a quarterback who is a bona fide passer of the ball. That's what I want. I need him to make sure he can do that first. Now, on y'all's case, though, not trying to be funny, with all that cap space y'all have, y'all kill a lot of birds with one stone getting Lamar Jackson. A lot of birds. Ticket sales. Now you're getting more TV games. You're getting Sunday night games, Monday night games. You get a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? Super Bowl appearances again because you got Lamar Jackson. He is box office. Blockbuster video. You get all that.
We need that.
Right, you'll need that. Now, if I'm the Falcons, I'm calling the Ravens every day and saying, look, 8th pick, yours. Next year's first round pick, yours. Because remember we talked about this the other day. I think people also forget when you say multiple years of first round picks, it doesn't mean that all those first round picks are going to be top 10.
Yeah.
Because your team is good, it might be 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll give you 3 years in a row. Yours. Send us Lamar Jackson. Because Lamar, I guarantee you, if they go into tomorrow and say, hey, Lamar, listen, man, we ain't trying to give you that 250 guaranteed you won't.
At all.
Now, Atlanta wants to. Do you want to go there? He gonna be like, yeah, man, send me to Atlanta, dude.
I don't think he would hesitate.
At all.
It's Atlanta.
He gonna go there. Not Chocolate City, but a lot of black folk. He gonna go there. He gonna go to Atlanta and leave Baltimore. They got a lot of black folk too. But he gonna go to a different bird. You know what I'm saying? He gonna lead a Raven and go with y'all and rise up. Anyway, that's what he gonna do. I think he should definitely go in there and do that. I think there's a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Marketability around the Ravens. I think that you'll have a lot more free agents who want to go play in the dome that y'all have, Mercedes Dome, rather than playing outside of Baltimore. I think it's a more friendly city towards a pro athlete. You know what I'm saying? They have the Atlanta Hawks out there as well. Like, same thing DeJounte Murray did. He facilitated a trade to get himself in Atlanta with Trae Young.
The stadiums are right next to each other too, so
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Be packed.
Right. I think it's box office for him. I think that's a perfect situation for him. Personally, when I saw the draft, I never thought Baltimore was a good place for him. Sometimes this places, the climate where you are is not always a good fit. I think that his time at Baltimore should end. I think Baltimore should focus their moving forward on getting them a passer of the ball so these receivers can excel. You got J.K. Dobbins coming back, who's proven he's a runner.
Right.
You got a great tight end, easy top 5 in Mark Andrews. Like, get you a passer of the ball. You're in a division that's struggling where you only have 2 teams that are competing every year right now, the Ravens and the Bengals.
Steelers, and don't disrespect Mike Tomlin. Big Noob.
Nah, but he didn't make playoffs. Small noob right now. Maybe what I'm saying. Listen.
Oh, man. Nah, but 16 years consistent.
He was 16 years consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, he almost made playoffs this year, but they're building. They're really trying to see what Kenny Pickett is still. Trying to get him more weapons. They still need to find him a consistent running game because Najee Harris ain't running like that consistently. Need to build that offensive line. They got some things to do. And the Browns, I believe they're gonna be good next year. Get Deshaun Watson in there for a whole training camp. See what happens. But right now, if I'm the Ravens, I promise you, I'm calling Atlanta every day in today's. Yeah, let's do it. Let me right now. This is really on the Ravens. Atlanta ain't gonna say no, at all.
At all, because we were trying to get Deshaun Watson when all the allegations. Arthur Blank still said, "Hey, run them numbers. We gonna get him." You know what I'm saying?
They was getting ready to give him 230 guaranteed.
Easy.
So get 21 million.
We didn't even have that. I don't know what was said because we ain't had that last year.
You got it now.
Yeah,
and some.
We and some.
They can give us a couple dollars. Atlanta, call me. Listen, Lamar Jackson there would be box.
DJ Shockley.
Boxy office. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think. For sure. I think Lamar Jackson, I think that'd be a great look for y'all. I might even, you know what I'm saying, like look at a couple of the games. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I might look at a couple of the games. Like, I think that would be amazing for both sides.
Yeah, we didn't have that much TV time this year.
I don't think I hate saying this, but I don't like it when I feel like Lamar Jackson going to them saying, "Hey, I'll help you find the OC." Like, that's how he talks in my mind. I think that's like wasting time.
Yeah.
Because truth be told, I think if Lamar is honest with himself, his whole camp probably knows. His mama knows. Everybody knows. Like, I don't think he wants to be in Baltimore. If you wanted to be in Baltimore, you definitely get that deal done before the year hurt. Especially now that he hurt, you get that deal done. This is Dak's situation all over again. Dak made it clear he wanted to be in Dallas.
Ooh, what if this happened? Right? We get Lamar Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Minimize those picks. Maybe 2 first-round picks for this year and next year.
Right.
Right? Desmond Ridder. It's been a pleasure.
Send him.
Bye.
Y'all can have whoever y'all want.
No.
Lamar Jackson.
If we get Lamar Jackson, AJ Terrell shouldn't be up for trade discussions. Kyle Pitts shouldn't be up for discussion. Nor Drake.
Them the only 2 untouchables. Them the only 2.
Only what? Jake Matthews is untouchable. Like,
Lineman, right?
Yeah, we got at least 5 players that are untouchable. Grady Jarrett should be untouchable, but he wanted to win. He's been frustrated, so I would
go.
Right. And if it takes to get Lamar to lose Grady, I'll take it. Because guess what?
Listen, you should say this mind. You should have this mindset. Falcons, I'll go play rush to get Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I'll get the swim move and go, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to get Lamar. Like, y'all can whoever, I agree. AJ Terrell, keep him. Kyle Pitts, gotta keep him. Drake London,
Gotta keep him.
sure, keep him. Sure.
We don't have no receivers.
But again, you get Lamar, all these veterans out here who need new homes. Watch this.
OBJ.
Watch this. You go to Atlanta. Again, that's a big black culture city.
The market crazy.
You get Lamar Jackson in Atlanta, OBJ. DeAndre Hopkins wants to be traded.
Alan Lazard
wants to be somewhere else. You might even get what's going to come back and they'll give anybody a check now. You might get AB. Like, you can have, you want to get AB? Shoot.
Bro, he lost it.
You crazy. AB in the league right now is top 5 receiver in the league right now. And Antonio Brown?
You see this?
What's that?
I'm going to put this on the camera.
Go ahead.
The guy is drunk.
The
guy is drunk.
I'm not drunk.
He said AB right now is in top 5. You're silly.
No, I'm not. What did he do when he came back and played with the Buccaneers?
The guy's drunk. He's already been drinking half.
No, listen. There's no receiver in NFL history who had a better 4-year time span than Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown gets on the field. He's always been. First of all, you've never had issues with Antonio Brown on the field. He's like T.O. He just produces. Off the field, you might have some issues. In the locker room, you might have some issues. But when he's on that green grass between them numbers, he's giving you buckets.
Atlanta can't afford that right now.
True. Again, I promise you, for at least 1-2 years, all them receivers, Jarvis Landry, he's on a 1-year deal. He's leaving the Saints going there. He's a possession receiver at this point. A lot of players will go play with Lamar Jackson just because it's Lamar Jackson. The same way everybody was ready to go play with Deshaun Watson last year.
Yeah, but the reason that they didn't want to go play with him in Baltimore is because of the offensive coordinator. The way the offense was ran, they weren't going to get the bread. They weren't getting the ball.
The ball.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Atlanta, you will. But Drake London, cheap, right? I was signed OBJ. But my top 2 players, and this is me just dreaming, Lamar Jackson, number 1, number 2, Jalen Ramsey.
Oh, Jalen Ramsey, yeah, he got a ring already. He might. Hell
yeah, he might. Oh, L-Jack. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Don't worry about it. Moving to safety like a Charles Wilson.
He's what I call a culture changer. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna bring
he'll change the culture.
He's gonna turn to the number 1 corner, and AJ gonna be 2. Easy. But I would love to see Jalen Ramsey.
He's gonna be a what?
What?
You say AJ Terrell be a what?
AJ Terrell will be the cornerback.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Might be better.
Then I'll move Casey Hayward. I'll move him in the slot. Dangerous, because that's where he had his best play, is in the slot. So, yeah.
I hear you. I think, again, I'm not even a Falcons fan, but I'm telling you now, I'm blowing the phone up.
I need a jersey. Lamar Jackson, if you hear this, bro, I'm buying a jersey. As soon as you commit, I'm buying a jersey. Jalen Ramsey, I would buy a jersey. Easily.
By the way, now that you brought him up when we're talking about the Cowboys real fast, Jalen Ramsey, we had a chance to get you instead of drafting Ezekiel Elliott, who can't keep his weight right. Fluctuating weight guy, right? Now we already know the Rams is gonna get rid of either. They have to get rid of either Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, which ain't gonna happen, or Cooper Kupp, which definitely ain't gonna happen. That means Ramsey the odd man out. Jerry Jones, you don't have to draft a corner. You got about 5 more years to spare. In fact, you even got more than that because you can always move Jalen Ramsey to safety later in his career because he'll be a beast at safety too, like Charles Woodson was. You need to call Rams right now. Offer them that 26 overall pick and whatever else they want. Give them Gallup. I don't care what you give them.
Get him going. Yeah.
Get Ramsey. I'm telling you. Give him Dak. You can bring somebody else here. Give us Derek Carr. Give us Baker Mayfield. I don't care who.
I like Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr with the Cowboys. That'd be a good fit.
I love Derek Carr with the Cowboys.
That'd be a great fit.
Great fit. Yeah, we're gonna jump into another little topic real fast. We ain't gonna keep out much longer. Ed Reed. If you're unfamiliar with Ed Reed is also a bona fide. I think he's already in the Hall of Fame. First ballot. He is arguably the best safety to ever play in the NFL. And if you haven't been hearing it, and actually Devin gave me some insight to this. I heard that the reason why he took, I guess why he's not doing the coaching job at Bethune-Cookman anymore is because the fact that it was a contract issue. But you actually heard, what's the real story?
So he was talking to his team about like what really happened. He was like, "This is not me." He was only there for 25 days, right? And he was worried about like the health conditions as far as like it was a lot of mold, mildew in the lockers. Like players weren't picking up after themselves. Like they had half a track for the track and field team. There was the nursing facility that hadn't been used in years. He was just kind of going off on a rant. I don't know like all the super details about it, but that was just something that was posted. He had his agent. They were talking about how Grambling could have offered him, they offered him a job, and then Jackson State offered him a job. And he was talking about how like him and Deion, basically what Deion Sanders was making that change, he was like agreeing like, hey, there is a lot of change. HBCUs lack a lot of resources that the PWIs and the HSIs receive. Also, just talking about that, like Howard University, that's in D.C. Howard got a $90 million grant for their one of their programs. I was like, dang, like $90 million, but that's considered the number one HBCU in the world, or the most popular, I would say. But it's like those smaller HBCUs are lacking those resources, and Ed Reed was trying to make change of that, and it just seems like the athletic director or Bethune-Cookman themselves couldn't, mesh with Ed Reed's passion. That's what it seems like. And that's what he was trying to explain to his players as well when he was on his way out. So, yeah.
That's crazy. I want to play the sound bite from Ed Reed. He actually, I don't know if it's, I don't want to lie. Is it his manager, his agent?
Something like that.
Somebody close to him in his camp.
Somebody in his best interest.
Yeah. Was speaking with a guy named Ronald Martin. They're speaking on this whole, Bethune-Cookman situation. It's it's not that long of a clip. I'm gonna play it right quick and just listen to Ed Reed and how he responds in this clip.
Bro, have other HBCUs reached out to y'all?
We've been in contact with other head coaches from HBCU. I turned down the Jackson State job to come here, Roland Martin. Jackson State Brown called me. Deion Sanders called me himself, man. Gave me everything that Ed is saying is accurate. There have been other offers before Bethune-Cookman in previous years from other
Grambling.
I'm sorry, bro. From other HBCUs, there's been opportunities for Ed to be a head coach at multiple colleges. This was an opportunity. The location, the campus, everything about Bethune-Cookman was extremely appealing, which led him to ultimately choosing this over the opportunity at other institutions. I came here, I was impressed. We hadn't seen everything, but just the lay of the land, the campus, the location and proximity to the beach. We thought this would be a great opportunity, especially being in Florida too. Very.
Yeah. So that was the basically a little interview you saw with Roland Martin. It was Ed Reed again with somebody close in his camp speaking on the other opportunities that Ed Reed actually received. He actually got offered Grambling State University. He got offered Jackson State University, where Deion Sanders just left. He was, you heard him kind of like outbursting and speaking in there. I'll let you go first, then. What's your thoughts on that whole situation?
First of all, I feel like he didn't have to disclose all that. I get the passion, but it can be deemed as boastful.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's boasting. Okay, like Ed Reed, Hall of Famer, definitely all-time safety. In my opinion, the best safety I've ever seen.
For sure, same here, 100%.
But I just feel like you don't have to express. I ain't telling another man to express the way they want to express, but it's just kind of like it kind of looked like, man, like I could have did this. and I chose y'all. You know what I'm saying? I could have been had a better opportunity somewhere else because so and so put me on. So and so told me like I got the source, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like you was there to help. Those young men. We don't gotta brag about who offered you because you ain't there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that shit should have never been said. It should have been about Bethune-Cookman and what he could have benefited and left it at that. If you had and something else in the works, then let that be that. And we'll see that when it's time. Oh, well, Bethune-Cookman let him go, but he ended up at Florida A&M. I don't know, a different school. But like just saying like you had all these offers and stuff is like, man, well, clearly you took this one, which was a different route from something that would have been a little bit better that was kind of already established by someone before you.
I feel that for me, I personally feel like this goes back to what I was saying earlier about like just oh my bad for the Nets, my bad. Go back to being mindful about how you portray yourself on social media, how you portray yourself on different things of the sort. Because as a black man, they always look for negative stereotypes and stigmas associated with us. And so now he comes off as the angry black man. He comes off as the man who can't be professional. He's cutting off. He's butting in. He's having outbursts. Like people take that and correlate that to just every aspect of his life. And so now moving forward, it might be hard for him to get what he's clearly trying to do. He's trying to get head coaching opportunities. It might be hard for him to obtain that opportunity because of these outbursts. And so I think you don't have to tweet every single thing. He could have walked around the campus and just said what he said and not recorded it. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? So again, man, like praying for you, brother, man. Definitely wish you the best, hope for the best for you, especially because this is your passion, something that you want to do. I've always said that too. When you have a great talent and gifted person in football, such as an Ed Reed or a Deion Sanders, and they say to you, I want to coach. They're not doing it for clout or money. They're doing it because they have a passion to want to, help young men become, great men in life, not just with X's and O's. And so, that's where his passion comes from. That's where it lies from. You saw that on the field. But you got to know when to turn it on and turn it off, man. You got to be a professional. You're in a whole different realm than playing between the hashes on that football field. And so you have to carry yourself in a different light.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
With that being said, man, we love y'all to death as always. We're gonna last episode, episode 1, or anything else you want to talk about?
Something to look forward to in the next coming weeks. Not only are we gonna talk about the Super Bowl,
we're
gonna talk about the Super Bowl. We're gonna dive into the NFL draft, getting ready for the combine at the end of February, beginning of March. We're gonna tell you our top 5 per position. We're going to talk about certain players, highlight the underdogs, people that are going unseen, people to look out for, people that you may not even heard of. You may not have seen them play. They may come from small schools. So we're going to kind of put that spotlight on those guys too that are coming, because you just never know. Like a Cooper Kupp may slide in there, and then look at what happened with him, Triple Crown.
For sure.
So, but no, for sure, that's something to expect. We should see something happen with Derek Carr soon before February 15th. So hopefully. That's something that we're going to be talking about on the next show. Other than that's about it. What about you?
Yeah, I would say as far as my boy Derek Carr, I just pray that one of two things happens. I pray that he gets traded to a good situation, or he just gets cut. Because I really don't want to see him have to go to the Jets. I know they're like one quarterback away, but I feel like there's certain teams in the league that I call career killers, and the Jets is one of those teams. It used to be the Raiders, in fact, but it's definitely the Jets. I think the Jets, you go there and they forget about you, and I think Derek Carr is too talented to have to go there and be forgotten.
Yeah, I feel like if they look at him as a threat, I think that he would go to an NFC team, just like how Aaron Rodgers is going to go to an AFC team. Those teams don't want to keep seeing that player, especially in their division. So you're gonna send him somewhere else. Well, the disrespect with
Derek Carr is totally different from the overall respect for Aaron Rodgers. Like they what's the word I'm looking for? They love Aaron Rodgers. He's always gonna be looked at as one of the greatest ever. Derek Carr, they look at him like, we sent you home the last 2 games. We don't care about you. We didn't even want you at the facility. So in their mind is like, so what? We play Derek Carr. Who cares? They mess around, turn him into the division if they needed to. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They can't. Everybody else has a good quarterback, but I just feel like that's just real fast. We're gonna talk about it because we're gonna get up out of here. But Sean Payton, I was reading earlier, The Broncos want Sean Payton. Russell Wilson wants Sean Payton. They say right now it's up to Sean Payton to decide.
Yeah, I could see him taking it. I feel like having Sean Payton with Denver, solid defense. They weren't that bad. You get
Great defense.
you get Javonte Williams coming back. He was on fire before he got hurt. I could see that being something promising. Then you got Deion out there. You got Deion Sanders out there. That's something that we'll also dive into. I feel like with the recent signings that he got, the number one corner, Cormani McLean,
Ninth corner ever.
Yep. Picking him, up. Now you got you got a true cornerback tandem by a cornerback head coach. I think that's dope, but I don't think they're done. Signing day is coming up in a couple weeks as well. That's something to look out for that we'll briefly discuss. I was going to say something.
Sean Payton.
I did say that we were going to mention cornerbacks just real quick. Joey Porter is sliding up the rankings.
Ringo sliding down.
Porter, and Ringo sliding down. So Joey Porter Jr., if you don't know who that is, Joey Porter Sr. was the linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers back in the gap. And his son is just as hungry and more deserving than any corner in this draft. It's not just his name that he's carrying, but it's actually his skill set. Lockdown corner. They had him going to Atlanta in a lot of mock drafts. Ryan Wilson's mock draft. I seen him going to Atlanta. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that. I just think that's too early for Atlanta to get a corner. I'm not saying it's too early for him. So just be on the lookout for him. I'm hearing he's going to run, 4.3, sub 4.4, something like in that range. We shall see. But he is a lockdown corner and he is aggressive. So something to look out for that. And then Christian Gonzalez from Oregon, a 6'2" corner that might slide into that top 15. So those are, the top two corners that I've been seeing, that's been climbing up the rankings. So
yeah, corner's my favorite position. Pause. So I mean, my favorite position in football. So I'm eager to see where all these corners go. Cam Smith, Devon Witherspoon, all
Devin
them.
Witherspoon.
Devin Witherspoon. Like I'm looking forward to see where all these guys go. And I think Ringo, even though he's dropped, I think Ringo going to end up being a steal of the draft. Watch. I like that guy. Ever since high school, I liked him. I mean, he didn't go to Texas, but I like him. Yeah. With that being said, we want to apologize because last episode we were two God-fearing men. We were two men of faith. As you see, Devin's wearing the chain. I gotta give me a cross pendant. But we just love God, give God the glory and praise for everything that we do. And just wanted to just start a new tradition here with Crowd Favorite. We're gonna pray before every episode, and we want to pray live on the air with y'all and in your ear. At the end of every episode. So I'm going to go ahead and just invite everybody to close their eyes and just, bow with us as we do that. And I'm going to say this prayer and we'll get up out of here. Dear Heavenly Fathers, we come to you right now for prayer. We just thank you so much for all you do for us. We ask that you please forgive us for all of our sins, ones known and unknown, past, present, and in the future. We thank you for waking us up this morning, Father God, for starting us on our way. We thank you for traveling grace up and down the highways and byways. We thank you so much for just showing us who you are day in and day out, keeping us from all dangers, seen and unseen, known and unknown. Right now, Father God, as we get ready to depart from one another in this room, we ask you please allow everybody just to have traveling grace to our destination. Allow us to continue to grow as individuals, but also as a unit with Crowd Favorite, Father God. Bless Tuck, the third member of this podcast as well, Father God, and whatever he's doing right now. Just touch his mind, body, heart, and soul, Father God. Bless our families, our loved ones, children, our enemies, even near and far away, and ones known and unknown. Keep them covered in your blood. In your mighty name we pray, man.
Amen.
Oh, one last thing I wanted to bring up real fast, and I wanted to say this real quick, because and I'm gonna make this real quick. I want to tell everybody out there, man. Listen, man, life is so short. Both of us are educators, and I'll tell you a story real quick. One of my former students I had last year by the name of Mia, on Sunday, right after the Bills and Bengals game, there was a man driving back to San Antonio from the Austin area. He had gotten really, really drunk from watching that first football game. He was driving a Ford F-150, which is a big truck. He had another person with him in the car as a passenger. Well, he was driving drunk and he collided with this van that had Mia and her family in that van. In that accident at the scene, 7 people passed away immediately at the scene. Wow. The driver of the vehicle and the passenger died. When he hit that van, in that vehicle was Mia, 2 of her siblings, both of her parents, and another family friend who was an adult. Both Mia's parents, the 2 siblings, and the family friend died. Mia is actually in critical condition. She's paralyzed from the waist down, but she has a plethora of other issues going on. In fact, she's incubated and she's on a ventilator with a machine breathing for her. Because the next of kin, the 2 brothers that she had, the 2 older siblings, because they're half siblings, they're unable to make a decision on Mia. The grandmother, who only speaks Spanish, has to be conveyed the message from the hospital. She hasn't even been to the hospital yet, last I heard, but she has to make a decision about her granddaughter, to keep her on this machine that will make her have life or to let her go. After hearing the news of knowing that she lost one of her children, the spouse, 2 other grandchildren, and a family friend from somebody just being selfish and driving drunk. So life is so short, man. Every single day when I wake up, I just thank God for just the breath in my body to be able to see, feel, touch, smell, and hear all things. And just be mindful of that, man. Like I've always said, driving drunk is one of the most easiest things to avoid. There's so many ways: Uber, Lyft, calling a friend, sleeping it off, eating it off, whatever. You don't have to get behind the wheel of a car. So just be mindful of that in this time of, festivity with Super Bowl and playoffs and drinking. Like, just be mindful, do it responsibly, and just remember, man, we only have one life to live. Live it to the best version of yourself every single day.
Amen to that. And hey, yeah, we do have our third person on the show, Bernard, my boy Tuck. When you hear him, he's a character. So get ready to see him too. So.
For sure.
Bet.
With that being said, we love y'all again. Crowd favorite episode 2, and we are out.
People's champ.